Hey guys, B here. Today I'm going to be doing the Beast of the Dark 2 trial, or the Dark Golem and Dark Shiva trial. Now, sorry for the schedule slip here. I have tried to get a proper recording of this for quite some time now, but every time I've tried, something's gone wrong with the recording. I've had to stop, had to do other things. Or the last time, actually, the video just stopped. I think I ran out of memory on my card, but anyways, so enough excuses. Let's get on to the real stuff. So for this trial, you're going to be fighting Dark Golem and Dark Shiva, two decently powerful espers. So what you're definitely going to need for this fight, you're going to need a provoking tank, you're going to need a magic tank, and then you're going to need 2 chainers of some kind, and likely a finisher. Now the best way to do this is to have 2 magic wind chainers, and then a fire physical finisher. And the reason for that is just because the way the espers work. Dark Golem, he's got a 700% weakness to wind, and his spirit is lower than his defense. And then Shiva's kind of like, she has her 700% weakness to fire, but her defense is lower than her spirit. And apart from that, we just have a lot of good wind magic chainers anyways. So that makes that pretty easy. Don't have to worry about too much. So these are the units I used to clear this trial. You might be able to tell that a lot of them are time limited. You do not need these time limited units. There are a lot of other substitutions you can do. So here I've got my Demon Rain, and him especially, this slot was a toss-up between him and Sighart. They both have advantages and disadvantages. Like Sighart, for example, brings charm resist to the table. He cannot be charmed. That's going to be great against removing any kind of uncertainty from Dark Shiva deciding to just charm people. Because no one likes charm, it kind of sucks, it's a pain to get rid of. But then Demon Rain also has a big weakness to ice, like a 50% innate weakness to ice, so that can be a little dangerous. We do have to kind of compensate for that with an Esper like Fenrir or Shiva herself. But the reason I decided to go with him is the advantages that I said he has. First of all, he's a counter tank, and counter tanks are really great for filling up your limit burst gauges and your Esper gauge. And since we need to summon at least 2 espers in this fight, it's just going to be really convenient to have him doing some counters, getting some limit burst crystals to the team, and then filling up that S4 bit by bit. That's really going to help us out. The other thing is his Demonic Surge. Demonic Surge is a very good cooldown ability, I'd say. I use it quite a bit. Deals an 150% buff to attack and magic, and then a 75% man-eater. And since Shiva is a human type, that's going to be pretty relevant for us. And then other things, like he has the Fire Imperil on his limit burst. It's 104%, I believe. And that's just going to be, extra utility. You can add that on top of Dark Shiva's existing Imperil, and it just works really well. You can deal a lot of damage in one turn, which is going to be relevant later in this video. So next, here's my finisher. It's Kingdom Hearts Cloud, KHloud. Now, alternatives for him, if you do not have him, I've seen a lot of people using Veritas of the Flame and Ignacio. They're both really solid choices. Veritas of the Flame has some Man-Eater passives already, and then Ignacio's like a really great support unit, and as well as a finisher, and they're both kind of fire related already, so those are all good things. I didn't have a lot of success with Veritas of the Flame. I think I'm not used to timing out his attacks. I'm pretty used to timing things with Cloud though, so I'll just be using Cloud. Just build whatever finisher you're using for very high attack, And then in abilities, just throw on as much Man-Eater as possible. So I've got a Brave Soul here, I got Man-Eater Plus. And then along with Demon Rain, I'm going to have a lot of Man-Eater at the end of the day. That's what I want. That's going to be useful. And then I also have Diablos on as the Esper. Additional Man-Eater there. I'm using a buffer rather than a breaker. You can use either one. Maritime Strategist Nichol just brings a lot to the table here. He's got, you know, buffs for ice protection, for darkness protection. He dispels debuffs on his limit bursts, really useful because Dark Shiva likes to spam those. He has, with his TMR, he's got innate resistance to ice. There's a lot here he can do for the party, you know, limit bursts, Esper orbs on his cooldown. And then apart from that, he also has Sharp Kick, which is kind of like a single target dispel, and it works on Charm. So yeah, again, just a lot of utility here, a lot of good stuff. You don't have to build him with anything very special. I tend to build him for limit bursts, and that's kind of what I do with him. I didn't see a need to change it up. My wind chainer here is Barbariccia. Now, Ellie is probably the optimal choice here. Another time-limited unit, you know, her Chaos Waving Wind Pentacast, it kind of slaughters Golem. But if you don't have her, if, you know, you weren't going for Xenogears or you just got bad luck, Barbariccia is a very solid option, so is Malphase. Those two are very good kind of tornado chainers to be using. Barbariccia especially, just because of her TMR. Now, Golem is a stone monster. Stone is not that common to find in terms of gear that can actually deal, you know, stone killer damage to it. It's on the scanning goggles, but only if you're using a physical damage dealer. Sources of magic, I believe, are only Golem himself, and then Barbaricia's TMR here. That, you know, gives you that stone killer. Apart from that, I really don't think there's any other sources. I might be wrong, but I think those are the only ones. So, if you have a Barbariccia, you know, it's really worth just gearing her up with as much magic as possible, throwing on her TMR, throwing on Golem as an Esper. You'll get pretty far with that setup. Unless you have a lot of STMRs, you probably can't kill in one turn, but it's definitely pretty feasible to complete the fight with Barbariccia. Then next I have Lilith here. Lilith's a bit of an unusual choice for magic tank, maybe. You know, you might see her in the arena, you know, causing everyone grief, giving everyone a hard time, being miserable. But here she's coming out of the arena, she's gonna, you know, provide some usefulness in the base game for once. Good kind of options if you don't have Lilith. Awaken Drain is of course a very, very good magic tank. He'll bring other utility to the table. If you have him, he is by no means a bad choice for this fight. He's very good. Other options, you could do some shenanigans with Barrel if you're Chaos Waving. Could use him again as like a kind of just way to amp up your chains. Yeah, apart from that, there aren't too many magic kind of people. I guess there's Bash and Mercenary Ramza. Those are probably two good choices too. I'm using Lilith here because she is immune to Charm. So she's kind of doing the thing that Sighart would do if I was using him as my physical tank. She's immune to Charm, and she's got innate resistance to dark, so those are already two good things for her. As you can see here, I've geared her for 115% resist in ice, 130 in stone, and 185% in dark. Those may not seem very high, but Lilith also has an ability called Counter Curse, and that's going to remove any debuffs on her, elemental weaknesses, it removes all that. So she's actually pretty good for a magic tank. You're not going to have to worry too much about her dying. And she can also put a self-re-raise on if you're really worried. So she's pretty durable. She's a good choice. I'm using her for this fight. But again, there's alternatives if you don't have her. So anyways, I've got a friend Barbariccia here, kind of same stuff as mine, or as much as possible anyways, so this is the team, let's go in. The first thing you might have noticed there is that Shiva put a charm on Lilith. Now, that's to be expected. Usually Lilith is going to be able to take that, as long as you have her built for High Spirit, or whatever magic tank you're using for High Spirit. Sometimes your Provoke tank will grab that, and that's a little unfortunate if that happens and you're not using Sigheart. If that does happen, though, you can obviously dispel him, or her, like whatever tank you're using, and then just continue on as normal. So anyways, first thing we need to do is get rid of this cover on Dark Golem. This cover is going to be problematic. It wouldn't affect magic chains normally, but it does break some chains. We don't want our chains to be broken, we want them, you know, nice and unbroken. So what we're just going to do here is use Nichol, and he's just going to sharp kick Dark Golem. And that's going to go great for us, you know, that gets rid of that. And after that, we're just going to Tornado Chain. We'll just Tornado Chain the Dark Golem and hopefully get some stuff done there. My tanks have to, you know, defend, set up the provoking, and magic tanking so we don't die. And then we're going to try to cap off a chain and hit Dark Shiva. Now, I don't want to deal too much damage to Dark Shiva. I always want to keep her over 50% until I'm ready to kill. But apart from that, I'm pretty flexible with what I'm doing here. So let's go. Let's try to get that. Now, unfortunately, my chain did break halfway through, so that limited the amount of damage I was able to deal. Dark Golem also didn't die, so that means we're in for a bit of a long wait. Unfortunately, if you don't kill Dark Golem first turn, he's going to set up mitigations that protect himself and Dark Shiva for 3 turns. Now, we're not actually in that much danger as long as we don't do anything stupid. So that's good for us, but it does mean that we're kind of just waiting. I'm going to counter Curse with Lilith, just remove those debuffs that were placed on her. And everyone else doesn't really have that much to do. I'll put up some, you know, mitigations and do it this way. And, you know, buffs with my Barbariccias, because they can do that. But everyone else just kind of defends. Nichol here does have some utility he can bring to the table. He can start filling up that Esper gauge. And he can also just, you know, reduce damage. That was a pretty good roll on Esper. That's pretty high. Because apart from that, we can't really deal any damage. You see there, Shiva does decide to silence stun units. But since none of these guys really use any spells, it's not really a big deal. I can just counter curse again with Lilith, remove that stuff. And again, not really much any of these guys have to do at the moment. We're just kind of waiting for those mitigations to wear off. Unfortunately, they can't be dispelled, so we just have to be patient. Nichols is going to set up some protections. But as you can see, with the resists I have, and with Demon Ring kind of provoking all the physical stuff, we're really not in any danger at all. The party will not take any damage, and I don't have to worry. So yeah, as you can see, we still have one more turn to go, so just gotta be patient. So here Dark Golem is going to put back up his cover. As you can see, Demon Rain's actually doing some damage now. Good sign. even though he's only hitting Dark Golem, it still means that that's one off. And here where he's countering, you can see, you know, the importance of having a counter tank here. This is why I'm choosing to have one at all. Yeah, so Lilith doesn't really have much to do. She just has to counter curse and put, you know, her protections back on herself. Demon Rain now can actually do some things. He can be useful for us. He's gonna ignite. And that's just gonna, you know, buff up our attack. And again, I'm just gonna be trying to cap a chain here. Nichol can summon his first Esper, so I'm gonna do that now. Oh wait, no I can't. Sorry, never mind. First I need to sharp kick with Nichol in order to get rid of Dark Golem's cover. Then I can, you know, actually do some chains, hopefully kill Dark Golem, and deal more damage to Dark Shiva. Here we go. You can see there that dealt significantly more damage, but I'm still within a safe range. Again, the only thing you don't want to do with Shiva is get her under 50%, because that will become very dangerous to this team. Unfortunately, we're going to have to play the waiting game again. And Demon Rain got charmed there, which is kind of unfortunate, because him being charmed gets rid of evasion. Again, it kind of sucks, and Dark Shiva buffs herself up against fire and wind, so we can't really deal much damage. So instead, we're just gonna have to, again, play a bit of a waiting game. Let's target Demon Rain so he gets uncharmed. Again, we'll defend with him. Let's get Lilith. And again, these guys can't really do anything. I will set up the mitigations and, you know, mana and HP refresh. There's no reasons not to. And again, KHloud doesn't really have anything to do specifically, but, you know, I can use items in this battle, so I might as well just, you know, heal Demon Rain up. Again, we're not really in danger as long as we set up those protections, because Demon Rain will take all the physical attacks, and then Lilith can easily kind of take any ice and darkness damage. Again, they get silenced, but it's not a big deal, because it's just not relevant on these units here. We're gonna have Nichol summon his first Esper now. Now it doesn't need to deal damage, so we don't have to worry about the mitigations, which is kind of nice. We just need to summon Tesla Sulfid, and we do that here. This is where I can start doing some silliness with Rain. I'm gonna mark with Flames first, and that's just going to imperil Dark Shiva. Fortunately, it doesn't get rid of her current buffs, but it shouldn't wear off by the time she's, you know, removed these debuffs, or these buffs. So, just gonna be patient. Again, guard with these damage dealers, nothing they can do. And again, just kind of washes. She doesn't really do anything. She does Osmos Demon Rain there, but since, you know, Demon Rain doesn't use too much mana, and I have free access to items, and I have to wait another turn again, I can just have KHloud use another elixir here. Elixirs are pretty free in this game, there's no reason not to use them. It sounds so weird for, you know, RPG, but it is what it is. Anyways, here, again, just gotta be patient, and just guard. Set up again. And with Nichol here, just gonna use his Wind Burst to get rid of some debuffs. Nice voice, by the way. That's pretty new. It's kind of cool. So Dark Shiva cures herself from turn 8, but again, we're not too worried about that. We can easily deal with that amount of damage. Back to her very quickly with KHloud as our finisher. Again, I'm actually going to be kind of conservative here, because I am worried about not hitting her thresholds. At 50% numbers, she will do an AoE physical attack, and that will destroy my team. They are not built for AoE physical. They're dealt for anything but, or they're built for anything but, so we don't want them to have to deal with that. I am, however, going to Demonic Surge now. That should last 3 turns, and that's plenty of time to set up for what I want to do here. Or should be anyways, with some good Esper luck. Again, Nichol's just going to do some stances, try to build up that gauge a bit. Lilith will counter curse. Set up the Demonic Surge now. And again, I'm going to start a chain, but not cap it with KHloud, because KHloud could easily go over her damage threshold here. And I don't want that to happen, so let's go. Oh geez, that's very close. Yeah, see, that's why I have to be cautious here. I really do have to be careful. As you can see, that was very close to her, putting her in the danger zone. Hopefully Rain will give us some Esper orbs. That's not good. Oh, there we go. Whew. Okay, so we are in a very good position now. Now we can properly kill Dark Shiva, and we actually have to, because if we don't, she is going to kill us. Now, it's not actually that easy to, or that difficult to kill Dark Shiva from this position. We have more than enough damage on board to kill. The real concern here is that we will not kill her with an Esper, because Phoenix is very difficult to time. I love the fire chicken, but he's a little bit fussy in terms of, you know, getting that Esper kill. So the timing is a bit precise, but we can do it. There's no reason we couldn't do this. So first I'm just going to use Enhancing Stance to remove any debuffs from KHloud. Doesn't really, or the elemental debuffs, but we don't really care about that because Shiva is about to die a very painful death. Then Demon Ring, we're going to use Shining Nova. Again, that's just going to imperil for 104% weakness against fire. It really should be overkill at this point. There's no reason we should absolutely need that. But I'm going to do it for safety anyways. Now again, the timing's kind of precise, so I'm going to do my best here. So with KHloud, you kind of do it using his Limp Burst. You kind of just start his Limp Burst before the chain, and then the chain kind of comes in after. It's a little bit wonky, but it'll work. So we're going to do it now. Wish me luck. I think that's good. Hopefully we're getting a hit with Phoenix. And there we go, we did get in a hit there, and that's perfect. Dark Shiva easily goes down. So there you have it, that's the fight. Hopefully this recording, you know, will actually work, unlike the others. And again, not really much to say. I think I covered most of it throughout the video. Again, things to watch out for. Be very careful of AoE physical damage. The reason you want to kill Golem quickly is because every 3 turns he'll start spamming kind of AoE physical damage. We don't want that. We want as little of that as possible. That's why I go for the Golem kill first. And then, yeah, again, as long as you keep over 50% before you go in for the kill on Shiva, you really should be safe from anything she does. So, guys, if you liked this video, I know it was late, I'm sorry, please like it, subscribe for more content that will hopefully be on time, and then yeah, if you have any questions that I didn't cover in this video, if I've missed something, please just comment below and I'll do my best to answer. I'm not a total expert on this game, but I try. So yeah, that's that, and that's it for me. This is the team again, and he out.